Hey, what's good? When this is Adnan under 18 the clutch, and I just want to talk about a recent trade that just went down between the Atlanta Hawks and New Orleans Pelicans, as Dejounte Murray is headed to New Orleans in exchange for Larry Nance Jr., Dyson Daniels, a 2025 first-round pick that the pick is originally from the Lakers, and a low 2027 first-round pick. And with this, I know a lot of people, including myself, are thinking on the surface that, oh my gosh, this is a terrible trade for the Atlanta Hawks. They just got robbed. You know, what is this? Why they could have got way more for Dejounte Murray, but this, what is this? What are they doing here? Well, Atlanta's just really dysfunctional. They're a mess and all this and all that. And I understand that, but if we dive deeper into this, there's a reason why they ended up with what they ended up with. Because if we remember, Dejounte Murray, he got traded to the Atlanta Hawks, if I recall correctly, for 3 first-round picks. And this was a way to solve the Atlanta Hawks' defensive problems, because they were among the worst teams in the NBA in terms of their defense, partially because Trae Young, he's infamously known as a really bad defender, and he's mostly known for his offense. And, you know, it was a good deal, and it was a smart thinking on the Hawks' part at the time to get someone like Dejounte Murray, who was an all-star in San Antonio, and he is known for his defensive ability, especially playing under Greg Popovich. So it made sense for them at the time to make the trade for Murray to go to Atlanta, and maybe that'll help either stabilize defensive problems, or maybe Dejounte Murray takes care of the defense and then hides Trae Young's weaknesses from there. But unfortunately, it has not worked, and basically they have stayed as one of the worst teams in the NBA in terms of their defensive rankings, and it's just been a complete mess over there in Atlanta. All throughout the season, there was rumors of Trae Young possibly getting traded, or he's not getting along with his teammates or his coaches, or they're trying to undo their mistake in Dejounte Murray, because it's been going on for almost 2 years now, and nothing has come to fruition of what they envisioned when they traded for him. And so they were desperate, and everybody knew in the league that the Atlanta Hawks, they were basically trying to get rid of Dejounte Murray at all costs. And this gave leverage to the other side. Like, for example, the LA Lakers, they were trying to trade for Dejounte Murray, but Atlanta did not like their offer, so they shut that down. And the Atlanta Hawks stayed mediocre to bad at best, as they ended up finishing as a 10th seed in the East, and they made the play-in tournament, but they did not make the playoffs. So unfortunately for them, it was just a horrible end to a horrible season for them. And because of that, because of all the storylines going on and how the numbers aren't right, and the Atlanta Hawks being desperate to make a trade, they had to lower their offer and settle for the offer that they ended up with. So that's why, and on top of that, they also just got the #1 draft pick in Zaccherie Rasacher, and they desperately needed to get rid of one or the other, because there's been lots of stories how Trae Young and Dejounte Murray didn't see eye to eye, they don't get along, and there was division within the locker room, that some a lot of teammates rather, preferred Dejounte Murray better as a teammate, as a leader, compared to Trae Young. And Trae Young's been there for all of his career, and he's been known as the face of the franchise for the Hawks. So it kind of left some juggling room for the front office, and also had Zaccherie walked into that situation and seen this backcourt, he would have been in a very toxic work environment, and it would not have been very well for him, especially for his development. So it had to be done. The Atlanta Hawks had to get rid of one or the other quickly and effectively, so that they can be able to take care of their newest player and make sure he's in the best situation possible to be able to succeed and not have as many problems as he could have had those two stay together. So that's why the Atlanta Hawks did what they had to do, because combination of too much turmoil between the front office and on the court, they were really desperate, and they just got their new draft pick, and they needed to get this done quickly. But I'll admit, initially I thought Trae Young was going to be the one that was going to be traded, because like I mentioned, players did like Dejounte Murray better compared to Trae Young. So I thought Trae Young was going to be the one that was going to get shipped out, because he had higher value compared to Murray. But unfortunately, it was the other way around. And don't get me wrong, I like both players, but we've all come to realize it was just not a good fit. So somebody had to go, unfortunately. And that's speaking from the Atlanta Hawks perspective. Now, from a New Orleans Pelicans perspective, I believe this is a great trade for them. They got a really good offer and a good player. in Dejounte Murray, who has been doing really good this past season, statistically at least, as he averaged 22.5 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, 6.4 assists, 1.4 steals, 0.3 blocks, shooting 45.9% from the field, 36.3% from three-point range, while having 2.6 turnovers. And I believe this could be a chance for Dejounte Murray to revitalize his career, because as I mentioned earlier, he has been known as an amazing defensive player when he played in San Antonio, playing under Greg Popovich, one of, if not the greatest coaches of all time, and he's been known for being an amazing defensive-minded coach. But once he got to Atlanta, my best guess is it just wasn't the best environment or the best fit for him, because in that culture, basically they're focused on offense, and especially with Trae Young being the leader there, just having offense, shooting the lights out of the gym, and being able to get as many points as possible and not worry about defense. Well, that probably was not the best mix for him, and he has improved. Like his offensive game has been better in terms of like being more of a focal point, but his defense ability has kind of dwindled down, and the numbers basically for the Atlanta Hawks have stayed the same in terms of their defensive rankings as one of, if not the worst teams in the league. So that's why he had to go somewhere else. But I believe New Orleans is a good fit for him, because behind Murray, there's a great point guard in Jose Alvarado, who is known as an amazing defender. He's a very pesky dude who gets in everybody's grill, and he knows how to be able to get the most out of his defense abilities, and be able to be really good with steals, with chase downs, and a bunch of good things like that. And also Zion Williamson, he's also known for his defense abilities as well, which is really good for Murray to be able to be in a defensive-like environment for him, and that will be able to set his focus up to be able to focus on what he's known to doing best, and that's playing defense. And he can, now that he's got a good offensive game going, he can bring that over to New Orleans and be able to thrive there. So that'll be really good for New Orleans. We'll just have to wait and see how that pans out. But I just love to hear you guys out in the comment section down below. Atlanta Hawks fans, what do you guys think of this trade? You guys like it? Do you guys not? Is it true you guys felt you got robbed, or do you felt like it had to be done? Just at this point, just take whatever the best offer is on the table at this point. We don't care. Just let's get rid of Murray and let's start fresh with Zaccherie, and see what happens from here. And also, I want to hear you guys from the comment section down below. Pelicans fans, what do you guys think? Do you guys like this trade? Does it make you contenders in the West? Do you believe you have a fighting chance against guys like Minnesota, Denver, Dallas, or even one of the LA teams? I love to hear you guys out in the comment section down below, so we can discuss this down below. Please like and subscribe to this channel. I certainly am thankful for each and every single one of y'all. Thank you all so much for your time. God bless, and talk soon.